That sumbitch as tough as woodpecker lips.
The Southern Saturday Podcast.
Oh, well, come on, son. You couldn't whoop a pitcher of meat.
It's like giving your ears a big glass of sweet tea.
Come on, boy. Shit.
Drink up and enjoy.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the Southern Saturday Podcast. Got a very special guest for you today. His name is Kyle Belcher. He's a comedian from Alabama, just like myself.
That's right. Thanks for having me, man.
No problem, man. We just met about, 2 weeks ago or so?
Yeah, something like that.
We co-headlined a show at a Matchbox
Yeah.
in Alabama.
Yeah. The average demographic being about 70 plus. It was great. I know I did a math joke that nobody got. And I got to realize you can't do that stuff in Alabama.
Well, that's better than me. I mean, I did all my jokes and nobody got them. I mean, I didn't know that it was going to be that sort of crowd.
Yeah.
But dude, it was the best experience I could have had for my first headline. Just get through it.
Oh, yeah. Doing 20...
Just do your minutes.
20 minutes is rough when you're bombing. So
especially when David's like, hey, man, I'm sorry, but I forgot to even turn it on for the first 2 or 3 minutes of your...
Yeah.
So I didn't look down until, I don't know, probably 18 minutes, and I was like, oh, dude, I'm not going to make it. This is brutal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, I'm so aloof to everything when I'm on stage. People can tell me where the clock is. None of that is registering.
Yeah,
so I just I have
it's almost
to
like
really,
you're doing a play.
Yeah, I have to really plan my stuff out. And I think I had ended up with 19, 30. And it was rough, man. What was really dejecting is right afterwards they had karaoke and the place was pumped. Oh, man.
But that's all they were waiting on. I think that's the only reason they came.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
They said this ends at 9. All right.
Oh, yeah. Dude, the worst show I ever did was at University of Montevallo at a bar down there. You know, very liberal arts college.
Yeah.
And so we had 3 very conservative comedians and I was hosting. So not only were they already predispositioned to hate us just from the jump, but they double booked a sorority the same night.
Holy shit.
Oh my gosh. So all these, liberal arts student women just going crazy at every, and then I have to go up after every comedian and take the brunt of it, reintroduce the next guy, try to get the crowd back. By the end, the sorority was offering, I think, close to $1,000 to the bar owner just to have us leave, just so they could get their party started. Dude, we went to the bitter end though.
Brutal. Yeah, you got to.
Yeah, man. And Alabama lost to Texas A&M that night. It was a rough night.
That's a rough night for everybody except Texas A&M. Dude, that's worse though. What I love is when a crowd is great and you're killing. And you look over there and there's 2 people just going
oh yeah. Because you'll laser focus on those people.
Yeah.
Yeah. The worst is back there, right after the pandemic where people were still wearing masks.
Oh, yeah.
And you just couldn't tell who was laughing or who wasn't. I hated those type of shows.
I wasn't even doing stand-up back then, but I bet that was awful.
Oh, it was right. And luckily I started after the pandemic. So I didn't have because I think that would have ruined me, is having momentum and then just having to stop.
Dude. And the people that were doing it full time that couldn't do shows at all, that had to have been brutal.
Oh, yeah.
That's why people started doing the Zoom shit.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Dude, no way.
I have a hard enough time looking at myself in the mirror, much less trying to tell jokes on a screen.
Because you're just watching yourself the whole time.
Oh, God. No.
Dude, no way. And then I don't even... there's probably a little bit of a delay where you say the punchline and then you see people just...
Oh, man. Dude, even so my favorite comic of all time is Norm Macdonald.
Great favorite.
And he had to do his last special over a Zoom with no audience, and that's how they released it.
I don't even think I knew that.
Oh, have you not seen it?
No.
I mean, he makes it work in the way that only Norm Macdonald can, but it's thank God we got back to normal because comedy would have been dead.
You know what's so crazy is if you watch any other comic bomb or whatever, it's terrible. But watching Norm do it is it's fun. He's having fun.
Oh, absolutely.
That was great.
The Comedy Central roast, I think it was a Bob Saget, where Norm goes up there and intentionally bombs the whole time. Yeah. That is the best piece of comedy footage I've ever seen.
I remember he ate shit real bad at the White House, and I remember thinking it was hilarious.
Oh, yeah. No, dude, the most OG thing Norm would do, and this is pretty well documented. Anytime he would go out and crush, he would just go back to the green room, stay to himself. But if he bombed, he would go outside and shake every single person's hand that was in the audience.
That's pretty great.
And just meet them like right eye to eye, man. Norm's the GOAT, man. I miss him. To live 9 years with cancer and not tell anybody, you don't get more gangster than Norm Macdonald, man.
Norm's the man.
Rest
in peace.
Well, Saturday Night Live hasn't been the same since like that generation left.
I agree.
Yeah, it's Weekend Update was so good because you had Dennis Miller. Then you had, dude, those Norm jokes on Weekend Update about OJ.
Oh yeah, my gosh. I just watched a compilation of it the other day.
So good,
dude. They said that, I can't remember who was telling this. They were doing a road trip somewhere with Dennis Miller, and he was in the back seat, and like it was only like a 5 or 6 hour road trip or something like that. And they said he wrote like 100 jokes by the time they made it, just like a freak.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's taken me 4 years to write 20 minutes, and then this dude's just rattling them off on a trip to Winnipeg or something. It's insane,
dude. And I tell you what, you've been doing it 4 years, but what impresses me about you is you do all your own stuff, like your booking and everything. Yeah. And most people have some sort of manager or something. Yeah, and you just, you're going to New York and all over the place, all on your own.
Well, I think that's where you kind of have to be the total package of a comic. The ones who make it, there has to be that side of you where you go into business for yourself.
Oh, you got to have a little bit of business sense for sure.
The most talented comic I know, and I'll say his name because he knows I love him and he knows I think this about him. His name's RJ Marchand out of Tuscaloosa.
Whom I met, right?
Yeah, you met him. He didn't perform, but you met him that night. And so talented. We'll go up there and riff 10 new minutes. But so good. But he absolutely despises like the marketing side of comedy,
which is a really big part of it.
It's a big part. And I grew up in the last 10 years in kind of like the business world in sales and medical sales where that stuff don't bother. I'll call a comedy club up, ask to speak to the owner, ask to speak to the booker, whoever. You can't. It's very similar to sales in the fact that you have to be very good at handling rejection.
Yeah. Because the worst that can happen is they tell you no.
Yeah.
It's the worst thing.
You know how many emails I've sent where I've watched the view count of my video that I sent them not move, knowing they've probably never opened this email.
Yeah.
But you just got to be consistent, and you have to go into business for yourself until you don't have to anymore. Unfortunately, I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
You've had some good guests on your podcast. You've probably had more guests on your podcast than I do social media followers.
Oh, come on, man.
And that's a big component of it now is where I think people kind of put the cart before the horse.
Yeah.
Is they blow up on social media and then they try stand up and there might be a little bit of learning curve. And that's what I loved about you. If you would have never told me how long you've been doing comedy, that you had blown up on TikTok, anything of that, that dude's a killer comic.
Dude, thank you. I appreciate that.
And the fact that as you grow through the community and make more connections, plus with what you have going on social media, man, dude, I'm just trying to write a coattail over here.
Dude, I'm blessed enough to where social media have it first, which a lot of people are. But the same thing you said, I think their mistake is capitalize and make money, and you didn't hone your craft at all.
Yeah,
you're gonna get up there and do a character for 10 minutes and then sign autographs for 30. They're not. I'm not saying they won't come. I think they will. I don't think they'll come back.
Oh, yeah. No, that's the problem is you're building a different fan base.
Right.
Because those people are still going to love you on social media. They're still going to like your videos. They're still going to watch it. They're still going to share it. The next time they hear you're coming to Nashville or Austin or wherever, they're probably not going to come out and see you.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think if people come to see you, like say Southern Grandpa's coming to Zany's or something somewhere in Nashville, and they show up, and I don't do the Southern Grandpa character, I do my stand up and do well. I think they'll still come back. They might have came because they thought they were going to get Grandpa, but then they like the stand up, so they'll stay.
Oh yeah.
But if they showed up and I got up there on overalls and was just like, let me tell you, I'll tell you what, I could hook a trailer to that knot I'll put on your head. They're gonna be like, oh man, I love that guy. I'm never going back.
Well, that's the only thing that's going to be clipped from this whole set. It's just you doing the voice right there. No, but that speaks to you too. Is you do go up there and just do material, and you're not touching the character.
No,
I love
yeah.
I love that.
Which I will do a story or two about my grandpa where the voice gets used or whatever. But I think what that boils down to is stand up was my love first.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't do it yet, I had stand up written on my phone for years, just like never had the nuts to do it. Or I didn't even know Mobo had a scene. I was like, man, I'd have to move, blah, 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 blah. And then when I blew up on social media, people start commenting. They're like, you should do stand up. And I'm like, man, I've always wanted to do stand up. And then somebody tagged a guy named Zeke, shout out Zeke. And they're like, he runs a mic down here. And I was like, I didn't even know Mobile had. And he's like, yeah, man, I'll put you up. Come on down. So I went down there, and luckily for me, I don't have one of those stories where I just went up there and ate shit for 5 minutes. I crushed.
Oh, yeah.
And like, it was just, I was hooked as soon as I had to have a few beers before I went up there.
Yeah.
But I crushed, and I was like, dude, I'm hooked. This is it. And I just started doing all the material that I had wrote for all those years. And I don't know, there's times where now I eat shit, but like, luckily for me, it wasn't the very first time. I think if I would have got up there and it would have just been crickets the whole 5 minutes, I'd have been like, dude, I guess I thought I was funny.
Yeah, it's like golf. It's
Yeah.
like you go out there and absolutely suck, and you hit one good shot, you're hooked on golf. It's the same with stand-up. I had a very similar experience to you where, you know, the whole 5 minute set of my first time went really well.
Yeah.
But even if your final punchline hits, you get hooked.
Yes. And that's how it is now. Like, if you go up there and eat shit trying out new material, and then you have one that just hits, and you're like, fuck yeah, man.
Well, that's what, dude, there's so much to stand up. And stand up, you know, I made the analogy to golf. Golf is taking over my golf life because, you know, you're thinking you get into something that's going to be, it's less expensive, less time consuming. Yep. It's so expensive.
Yeah.
So time. Dude, I drove 9 hours to Indiana for a 5 minute set.
I know, isn't that crazy?
It's
That's
crazy,
so crazy, but you just love it, man. And I think podcasts are helping a lot where like, your average everyday person now knows the in and outs of stand up. They know that you're up there working out material or whatever it is. So I'm not saying that they're not going to be still judgmental. They're going to, but like they understand that sometimes you're out there just working something out.
Oh yeah.
Especially at mics.
Yeah, for sure. And well, it's funny that you do get the people that you grew up with and maybe weren't super close friends with, because, you know, my close friends from high school and stuff, they're super supportive and they're all great. But it's the people who are maybe on the outskirts of your friend bubble who just like love to nitpick any little thing or just, he's not funny. Have you seen this stuff?
Dude, those are the worst. It's just like, and that guy's usually never doing anything with his life, or he's been stuck at the same job for wherever, just hating on you for doing something.
Well, man, I remember I took classes at the Stardome. That's kind of my introduction into comedy. Because my wife challenged me. She's like, they're having classes. I think I'm going to do them. She goes, no, you won't. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go do them now for sure. I remember walking out of our little graduation class showcase and walking by the main stage of the Stardome, which you have performed in, and the audience doesn't know. It's a 450 seat venue, theater style, big stage,
they eat
intimidating.
While they watch. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And I remember walking by that and I was like, if I could ever just make it there, I've made it.
Yeah.
And I was able to do the Stardome very early on in my career. And like, when I look back, like that's cool enough for me. Everything else has been gravy thus far. And I have new goals that I've set. So the fact that somebody can hate, it's like, yeah, I get it. You know, it's easy to hate on people, especially when they're putting themselves, as you know, out on the internet for everybody to see. But for me, it's like, dude, I've accomplished more than I ever thought I would accomplish anyway, just by getting on that stage.
Yeah.
And that's parlayed into, you know, being able to go to New York and do Gotham and Las Vegas at Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club. I never in a million years when I went and did my first open mic would I even think that was an option. So
right.
It's been a cool journey.
But you got confidence in the right spots, which I do too. I don't have confidence in a lot of places, but like when somebody says you're not funny, I'm like, okay, well, I know I'm funny. You might not think this is funny or whatever it is, but like that's one of the spots where I'm confident, where I'm like, I do know that I'm funny. Yeah. That joke that I said might not have been funny, but like I know that I'm not just sitting here wasting my time. Like I can hone this into something that is funny. Oh yeah. Well, you know who's the quickest to tell? They will never tell you to your face, but the quickest people to say somebody's not funny is other comics. Oh yeah. Especially on this local scene. Man, it's like, that's why I stopped doing comedy in Birmingham for a long time. Dude, I don't blame you. It's the Mobile scene's the same. Oh yeah. Like we have some good comics down here, but we have a lot of people who just go up, eat shit for 5 minutes, week after week, never getting any better. Yeah. They're just like, fucking killed it, man. Yeah. That guy's not funny. And you're just like, dude, well, you need better friends or something. I don't. Yeah, man. You know, and I get more honest friends. It's a competitive field, obviously, and you're coming from, and I think there are very talented comics in Alabama. There are.
But, you know, I don't know what it is, man. That jealousy is just, you know, Rogan talks about it all the time. It's like, we are a community and we should be encouraging. If I see you go up there and kill, and I know you got 1.6 million followers and doing ads for Cracker Barrel, I'm like, hell, dude, that's awesome. Somebody who came up like me made it. Yeah. And it's just 90% of the other, they don't see it that way at all. They want to poke holes in everything.
So crazy. But what's so crazy to me about it is, what does that have to do with you?
Oh, yeah.
Like, those same people can follow you. They can laugh at you. Yeah. You can still get whatever deals or specials or whatever. And I just don't understand it. Just because somebody laughs at somebody, they can also laugh at somebody else.
Oh, yeah.
There's competition when it comes to, I guess, deals and stuff. But, like, laughter, there's no competition there. They'll laugh at everybody. Those same people can laugh at everybody.
Well, it goes back to, like, what would you want the comic to do before you? I never want the comic to bomb before me.
No, God, no.
Like, you know, I want to go up there. I want the crowd to have a good night.
You want a good crowd.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And you want them to have a good time.
Man, there's so much that goes into it. And
I've heard about comedians bringing comics that they know aren't good to open for them.
Oh, man, I've heard crazy stuff. I've heard comics booking people just so they can steal their material.
I've heard that too. Yes, I've heard that too.
It's crazy. I know that, like, what's really disappointing about it is anytime I travel outside of Alabama, I've done a lot in LA. I've done some in Albuquerque, New Mexico. New York is a great example. You go to these places and these comics are so warm and inviting and they're genuine. When I went to New York, I did a small bar show. It's called the Whiskey Cellar.
Yeah.
Probably 25 people, but packed, intimate. And we had like 8 comics. 4 of those comics came to my show at Gotham the next night to see me. And it was just like, because they have such a community and they're welcoming to outsiders. Dude, the worst thing you could be in Alabama is an outsider and come and try to do comedy. You're completely shunned.
When I started in this scene down here, I'm not going to say everybody because there was plenty of people that were super cool. But like, I got a lot of like, he didn't pay his dues. Like, I'm not saying I did. I'm in an open mic just like you. I thought this was a free sign up. What the hell has this got to do with anything? The paying
the dues, man. I had 2. There's a show in Birmingham that's been running for a while, but it's like in the back of an apartment complex. But it's a good show. They put on good crowds.
Yeah,
I'd been doing comedy probably like 6 months. And I was lucky to have fast success because I probably would have given up if I didn't.
Yeah.
And they put something on social media about like looking for artists, for this next show, DM us. Dude, I shoot them a text and I'm like, hey, I'm a New York comic in Alabama. I've just done the Stardome. I can send you a set. Instead of like, it would have been nicer if they just didn't reply, but they replied, I'm sorry, I just don't feel as if you've paid your dues yet. I'm like, who's paid? What are we talking about?
I had some people. I wrote some people in. I'm not going to say any of the names of the places, but I wrote some people in some other places asking, like some pretty prominent places, and I was like, "Hey, I was just wondering if you guys had a mic, or how do you go about getting a set? Maybe just do 5 minutes here or whatever." And they're like, "Man, if you haven't been around for at least 10 years, man," I'm like, "What does that matter?" I doesn't even understand. I'm not saying that I want a Netflix special tomorrow. I'm just saying, what is that? Either it was funny or it's not. It has nothing to do with the timeline.
I'll take a Netflix special tomorrow.
I will too. Netflix, if you want to give us one. If you want to give us a one. The first Netflix special ever.
That sounds pretty good. Hulu's doing monthly specials now. Have you seen that? I will do anything. Tubi TV. If you're out there, we'll make whatever work. So
whatever y'all want to do, we'll do it.
Well, it's cool on the podcast. And how many guests have you said you've had now?
I think you're number 7.
Number 7. You had the. I think it's funny
they release next week, which to y'all that won't mean shit.
Yeah. It's like I can't plug any shows that I'm doing in the next 5 days because this will be coming up.
Plug stuff for October.
Yeah. Well, I got to get booked for October first.
It'll be out. I don't know, whatever 6 or 7 weeks from now will be.
I find it funny that like literally the guest you had before me was a fitness influencer. And I was
irony of that.
I come back, you had to move the camera back 10 feet to fit me in frame. It's I ate a 40-piece McNugget before I came here.
You invented that.
Oh yeah. Well, Wendy's just came out with the 50-piece. I
saw that. It's like a nugget bucket.
That was for me.
Dude, speaking of fast food place, I just went to Firehouse.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And I've never been to Firehouse before this, maybe one time. Like I said, we don't have one. We just got this one. And my brother's like, you need to go try this barbecue Cuban sandwich. which it was delicious. It was delicious. So I go in and order it, and I'm sitting over there waiting, and the lady's like, Jesse? And I started to step forward because I heard the J, and I stepped back, and she's like, what was your name? And I was like, I'm Justin. And she's like, okay, Jesse. She's like, you had the brisket? I was like, no. So I'm thinking in my head, like, whoever Jesse is. They're like, Jesse must be in the bathroom. I'm like, whoever Jesse is, he had the brisket. He's gone. And I hear the lady point at me, and she's like, where's his ticket? And the other girl down there is like, oh, he had the brisket? And I was like, no, I didn't have the brisket. It's no big deal, you know? I'm not one of those people that's just livid. I'm just like, it messed up. She's going to remake it. No big deal. I was like, no, I had the barbecue Cuban. And the lady then says, she talks to the other girl, and then she says to me, you said you wanted the smokehouse. And dude, rage just went through me. I was like, why are you telling me? I was like, first of all, she didn't hear my name right. Yeah. We're going to trust her ears? I was like, I told her, I was like, I've never even been to Firehouse. I didn't even know you had a smokehouse brisket. Yeah. I'm only in here for the Cuban. And dude, I just couldn't believe, like, she's telling me what I said, even though my name's wrong on the sandwich.
Oh, yeah. That dude, I've had so many bad fast food experiences. Like, I relate with that. So,
dude.
And they'll be quick to tell you what you said.
I'm not an irate customer. I never get upset. And then when I was like, no, I said barbecue Cuban. I didn't even know you had a smokehouse brisket. Then she makes it seem like I'm the crazy one. She's like, okay, sir. Yeah. All right.
Well, to be 400,
like I'm causing a scene.
Yeah, to be 472 pounds, I'm actually a very picky eater. So anytime I go to McDonald's, I order the exact same thing.
40-piece nugget.
40-piece nugget or 2 double cheeseburgers plain with a medium fry.
What do you mean plain? Just cheese?
Just meat and cheese. Kids meal style.
So what do you don't put anything on it?
Oh, no. I haven't eaten a fruit or vegetable.
Or nothing? No. I don't care about fruits or vegetables. What about condiments?
No condiments, man. I'll dip my chicken nuggets in ketchup. But that's it.
God, you are a 6'8" 3-year-old.
Oh yeah, like 100%, dude. I have a 3-year-old with autism who eats more than I do. He'll eat apples. I'm like, where is this coming from?
I remember when I was a kid, I was the worst. Like I ate about like that, but I wanted condiments on anything.
Oh yeah.
Like I hated hot dogs. I still don't eat hot dogs. But we'd go somewhere where they had hot dogs, and I would just make myself an empty bun with ketchup, mustard, and pickles.
Yeah. Well, that's what's so frustrating is like, I know my order. Anybody could learn that by heart.
Yeah.
I've been ordering it for 30 years now, and I'll go through and they'll tell me, no, you didn't say a 20-piece chicken nugget. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I know what I ordered every time. Dude, it gets bad. I'm like, most people who know me outside of basketball get the impression that I'm like a, kind of a gentle giant, very approachable. Yeah. The 2 places I'll lose my shit the fastest: on a basketball court or in a drive-through of a fast food place.
Well, dude, it's just like, it's one of those things where you're just like, your order should be, everything you just said was super easy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just don't put condiments on it.
Yeah.
Give me ketchup.
I'm trying to make your job easier, people. Jesus Christ. Have you ever tried to order, like, because I stopped drinking soft drinks when I was in college to lose weight, and I've gained 100 pounds since. So I don't know the science behind that, but
yeah, no.
So anytime I go through a drive-through too, I order a large water, and it's like they can't compute that. They don't know how to input.
Well, you know how slow the water pours. I think that's probably what it is. They're just like, gosh. Fuck this guy, man.
Dude, they're trying to like.
They're taking it back there where they rinse the dishes and just filling it up.
Well, they'll have like at McDonald's, like they don't just have like a large water button. It's like they'll put like large sweet tea special request, and I get across and they're like, you ordered the sweet tea? I'm like, no, I just wanted a large water. And
so you got charged $1 for water?
Yeah, for water. But you know what, man? This is the bed I've made. I have to lay in it.
I was about to say, dude, I tell you a little hack somebody taught me one time. We were taking break for work, and we were going to McDonald's, and the guy ahead of me, and he's not like an in-shape guy. He's like, let me get fries, no salt, please. And I was like, you don't put salt on your fries? He's like, yeah. He's like, but they have to make fresh fries if you order no salt.
Oh, wow.
So he gets them to make him a fresh batch of fries because he doesn't want salt. And then he salts them himself at the table.
That's a game changer, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's how you never get soggy, crunchy old fries.
I would say, too, like, I think McDonald's, the reason it's such a staple and such a go-to is because there's not a big dip in their consistency. Like, it's consistently average.
It is.
But then you'll go some places like Wendy's where at its top, Wendy's is really good. But dude, they can screw up so bad and give you just
that's
the worst
Burger
pile
King.
of.
Oh my God. I don't think I've ever been to a Burger King where the service was like quick. Like,
Oh, yeah.
It's like the opposite of Chick-fil-A. Like it's just known for that slow service. You're going to be there a while.
Yeah, Burger King. Where I went to college, I went to University of West Alabama in Livingston, Alabama.
Yeah.
In my first 3 years there, all we had was a Burger King and a Sonic. We didn't have McDonald's. I mean, dude, it was brutal.
All we've had here for years is just one McDonald's. Oh, we had Arby's. But that was it. But dude,
I don't eat roast beef,
Arby's, I don't either.
You know,
Dude, I'm willing to admit how long it took me to realize why it was called Arby's. Like I had no idea.
Sure. Well, I don't either.
Oh, you don't know either? No. Okay, I'm about to blow your mind the way mine was blown. They're like, Arby's, what do they serve? And I'm like, yeah, roast beef. And they're like, RB. Roast beef.
Yeah.
It's initials. And I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
But no, that Arby's post-COVID, you might as well not even go.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, it'll take them a full year to give you your food.
Do y'all have Shoney's down here?
We used to. There's one in on the way to Birmingham.
Oh, yeah.
Right on 65 somewhere.
Like Clanton. I think there's one right in Clanton. Dude, Shoney's used to be my go-to.
Oh, we stop there every time we're going to like a Braves game or something. We're stopping there.
Breakfast bar, man. But I heard there's like a Shoney's virus. It's like somebody was telling me they worked in the health department, and it's like just derived from Shoney's. And anytime you go there,
well, I mean, Shoney's is kind of like Golden Corral. It's don't expect. I mean, you know what I mean? Like my wife won't even eat at Golden Corral. I'm like, are you too good for it?
That's fine dining.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just like if somebody's like, I got sick and I ate at Golden Corral, you just be like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's like getting
it's
the
not one of
shits
those
after Taco Bell.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, wow.
You see a kid over there just running his finger through the fountain, the chocolate fountain.
Yeah. No, that's definitely like Shoney's.
It's all just recycled. Like that chocolate fountain's just.
But dude, it's so good.
Oh yeah,
it's so good. The
Especially
worst,
I do the white.
The worst things for you are the best things. In life. The Shoney's breakfast bar, I will sit and eat 10 plates until I'm have to re-rolled out and put in the back of the truck.
That's what drives me crazy. And like I said, we just had a fitness influencer on here, but like it's one of those things where you're just like, when you'll see them make a meal on here and they're like, guys, and they'll do it like a YouTube video. She doesn't really do that, but they'll make a YouTube video and they'll be like, guys, this tastes better than fried chicken. You're like, fucking does it?
Does it?
Does it?
Does your
I've yet to run across anything that was healthy where I was like, fuck yeah, finally.
Dude, it's like that scene
I can
from
eat it.
Parks and Rec where they he challenges Ron Swanson to a burger off, and he cooks like a turkey burger, and he's doing all these seasonings and everything. And Ron just throws some ground beef on the grill, no seasoning, no cheese, throws it on a bun. It's so much better.
It is.
It's like
it's 100% better,
dude. Have you gone through like the cycles of like trying to lose weight and
I was telling the girl before you, like I've been in really good shape before, and like. It all just kind of fell apart during COVID. And I tell people, like, if you could see a before and after photo, I look like every before and after photo you've ever seen, but like if you switched them.
Dude, my phone.
This was the before.
My phone's just filled with before pictures now. It's just like, it's just got progressively worse.
Fucking Nate Bargatze joke. He's I quit trying to lose weight. I just tell people I used to weigh 400 pounds.
Well, God, I can't even do that anymore because I'm closing it. So, like, me, I don't know, you can't tell them in the camera. I'm 6'9".
Yeah.
But so like
I'm pretty sure they can tell on
maybe
just the ratio of like
I'm just hunched
how
over.
close to the top of the screen you are.
Like me in really good shape, good condition. You remember when polo shirts were popular? I would wear like between a medium and a polo shirt at 280 pounds.
Oh wow, yeah. So you're lean.
Yeah. So I'm way north of $3 bills now. Yeah. Like it's bad. And then you hear that now, like you tell. So I told my buddy RJ today how much I weighed, like the true number, which I'll never put out in public.
Yeah.
And he's like, Jesus Christ, man.
I know, but you're also 6'9". So
yeah, but there's a limit. You know, like I'm bigger than your average NFL offensive tackle. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like there's got to be. And dude, it's like, I can lose the weight, no problem. And I'm sure you lose it. But dude, those bad habits kick back. It's like I have to reward myself for losing the weight.
I see. That's not me. Like my thing is, whatever I'm doing. I was just telling her earlier. Whatever I'm doing, I'm with it. Like if I'm eating perfect, I can eat perfect for a whole year. No cheat days. I don't need them. But like what happened was, if I cheat day one time, I'm back. Dude. I'm back. And I could have done it forever. But my wife, and I understand where she's coming from. She's like, but I want to go to Aztecas or wherever. I want to go out to eat. I want to go to to Texas Roadhouse or wherever. And I'm like, well, I don't know. You want chicken and rice? I can cook you chicken and rice. And like, I could have done that forever, but like, it got to where, you know, she at least wants to go out and eat sometimes.
Yeah, man. It's like, I'm like that too on the cheat days, or like, just say it's a regular day where I'm supposed to be dieting and I have maybe something I shouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't just say, you know what, little blip on the radar, get back on it. No, that day's gone.
I'm like, well, this day's fucked.
Well, this day's fucked anyway. Let's go. You know, I'll eat a whole sleeve of Oreos and then you know, it's bad. Man, I love how you had the fitness influencer and me, two opposite ends of the health spectrum.
We're having the same
conversation. So maybe that's what I should do. I should be a health influencer. Maybe I get a better following.
My original YouTube channel was that. It was like I was in shape, but I'd gotten out a little bit, and I was like, I told my wife, I was like, I'm gonna make a fitness page, being comedic, and they're gonna follow me lose weight. Well, that fucking fell apart real fast. Like,
dude, my failed attempt at a YouTube channel, me and a really good friend of mine were trying to do movie reviews. We shot like
legit movie reviews?
Yeah.
Or comedic?
No, legit.
Yeah.
And so we shot like 10 episodes of this Halloween special where we just did all Halloween reviews. We had a beautiful outdoor set, pumpkins. I mean, it looked good. Even the cameras looked good. My cameras aren't near as good as you, but it looked really good. Probably spent 5 days shooting, countless hours, and dude, to get in there, all the audio's just messed up.
Oh my God, dude.
Oh man.
I did not know that's what you were going to say. That is brutal.
It was so bad. Because it was actually, I think, you know, well edited. And I was doing all the editing. I like to edit in like kind of a comedic way with like cutaways, like Family Guy and stuff. And dude, I was just,
oh my God, dude. I know guys that if y'all don't do content, I know there is no worse feeling. It just had to happen to me the other day. No worse feeling than getting done with a full shoot and you go to listen to something or watch something. You're like, dude, this is ruined.
Yeah.
I made one where I don't even remember what was happening. We started listening to it and it just sounded like somebody was just.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, it's the worst feeling in the world. Then the other day we shot a full Cracker Barrel commercial. I get done with all of it. I mean, we ate the food and everything. So, like, I got to go back to Cracker Barrel. Just look on the lens, and there's just a huge black dot right in the middle of the lens.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even on the outside. Like, I Windexed it. We shot it again, like, just one part and smarter about it this time. Go back to rewatch it. The black dot's still there. I take the lens off. It's in the inside.
Oh, my gosh.
And so I had to clean that. And I was like, dude, a whole day, just about a whole day, is just ruined.
Yeah. It's like, well, the opposite of that. People are like, I worked on a roof all day. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
No,
sorry, guys.
Sorry. No, man, it's fun. You know what's
I did work at a steel mill for quite a long time, 13 years.
So has that come to an end yet?
By the time this comes out,
that's awesome.
This week is my last week.
Everybody's saying their goodbyes. Is it sad?
Yeah, no, not at all. Fuck those people. Like,
dude,
not the guys I work with, but dude, oh my God, yeah.
Oh, well, congratulations, man. That's awesome.
Thanks, dude.
Let me put you on the spot a little bit. I was thinking about this on the way down here. You're Southern grandpa.
Yeah.
And you see, I don't know what the setting is, but you see a 6'9" guy walk in. What does Southern grandpa say to the 6'9" guy?
Let's pretend we're at an all-you-can-eat buffet.
All-you-can-eat buffet.
So I'll see you, and Southern grandpa's going to say, oh, I hear you, boy. They're going to lose their money on this one. Just give you a nice slap on the back and just keep walking.
Well, that's much
with a
more
toothpick.
That's much more nice than what I usually hear. Is there, like, I don't know what it is about, like, really Southern people. If I'm out at a bar, well, that's probably the problem. Out at a bar.
Yeah, there you go.
Dude, they just, like, attract to me and just like, you think you're a tall son of a bitch, don't you? And I'm like,
that's not even something I think.
What is that? What is that? I forget about my height. So I'll walk into a crowded place and people will just be like staring. I'm getting pissed.
Yeah.
Then I realize, you know, I do look like, you know,
dude,
Andre
there
the
was
Giant.
a guy, luckily for your on the spot question, there was a guy that walked into it wasn't an all you can eat buffet. I worked at Wenzel's Seafood. If y'all don't know, that's a place down here that does seafood. And a guy walked in, and he wasn't tall, but he was huge. This guy was big. Yeah. And when he walked in, there was an old guy walking out, and we had all-you-can-eat snow crab legs. And, dude, as soon as he saw him, he said, whoo, they're going to lose some money on this one, and just walked on by the guy. And the guy was standing there like...
That's so good.
Like he wanted to leave. I was like, dude, I'm sitting there holding his menus like, I don't blame you, whichever way you want to go in or out.
Yeah. You know that stuck with him the rest of his
Oh,
life,
fuck
too.
yeah. He probably started losing weight immediately.
Dude, I was in New Orleans for work, and it was like a Wednesday, and I was walking back from the casino to my hotel, and somebody just rolled down their window. They look like Flavor Flav. And they just rolled down their window. I was like, hey, you look like Shrek. And I was like,
Shit.
dude, I swear to God, I was so depressed. I just walked right back to my hotel, packed up, had 2 more days. I just went home. I said, I'm not doing it anymore, man. I'm going home.
That's brutal.
It's awful, man.
Which, I mean, New Orleans is like a little bit like the butthole of America.
Oh, not a little bit. It is the worst.
Fucking butthole
I
of
hate
America.
it. I have to go every 6 weeks. And, dude, you get there, and it's like,
It's like a wasteland.
oh, man, you get outside of Bourbon Street,
Yeah.
you know.
That's what people think of when they think of New Orleans.
man.
They think of like Bourbon Street.
Dude, it's just abandoned buildings,
oh my
hospitals.
God, it is brutal.
It's scary.
Which it's a bowl.
Yeah.
Like that's its problem. And every time that there's a hurricane, this bowl fills up and destroys everything.
We're going to be canceled like Tom Segura now
Yeah,
talking
no,
crap about
dude.
New Orleans.
This is like the mildest thing I've said on this podcast so
Oh,
far.
yeah. Perfect.
God, dude.
Well, that's a good topic. What's your least favorite place to visit?
Probably New Orleans.
Probably New Orleans.
Yeah,
I think it's mine,
I
too.
can't stand it.
I'll tell you a funny story about New Orleans.
I love Atlanta. A lot of people don't. I love it.
I love Atlanta, too.
I do too. I'm a Braves fan on top of it.
Yeah,
So I just
comedy scenes there is great.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've done anything over there.
I haven't done anything in Atlanta. I was just there last weekend, drove all the way there, 5.5 hours for a Braves game, rain out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I baseball is a something I'm not into, and it stems from just being shoved down my throat in childhood.
Yeah,
And it's like,
especially Alabama. Like,
man.
The South loves NASCAR and baseball.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot. I'm not knocking any NASCAR drivers or anything, but I just can't watch it.
dude, it's yeah.
My wife loves it.
You kind of look like you'd be in that-
Right? Yeah,
that
that's what I fit. So people will reach out to me and be like, "Man, you going to Talladega?" I'm like, "Nah." I'm not saying that I would never. Like,
Yeah.
I heard that those are fun.
Yeah.
Like going to them's like a little bit of a party.
Oh, yeah.
But dude, I'm just not interested.
Oh yeah,
Because my thing is, couldn't it just be like 2 laps?
yeah.
Isn't
Like I can handle a drag race.
give them 10 laps?
Why are we here for
Why
3
is there
hours?
190 more laps of the same thing, the same guys?
What's the fastest you've ever gone in a car?
Probably like 120.
120. Dude, I get up to like 90. I get scared. I can't do it. I have to let out the guy.
Dude, the truck that I just bought, I don't even know. Like when I went to Birmingham, I just looked down. I'm like, I'm going 105.
You got F-150?
Yeah.
The one I just got mine too. I love it.
Oh yeah, dude.
Dude, people shit on Ford. That's
But I
another.
don't know why. It's like they're the oldest American automobile. They're the first ones. It's like, dude.
Well, that's not ever something. That was kind of like, I do a joke about how like I'm the least blue collar person could ever come from Alabama. And that automatically makes you gay. But dude, it's like, I just never got into that type of arguments in school. That was like a big
neither.
contention. It was like
Me
Chevy or Ford. It's like, dude, I can't afford a car. I don't know what you're talking
down
about.
here, whatever. Like I don't know if it's like a redneck thing. Like it's not Ford and Chevy down here in Mobile. Like it's Toyota's the best.
Oh, yeah.
They love Toyotas.
Oh, wow.
All old men, dude. You can sell like an '88 Toyota pickup down here for like $10,000.
Wow. Who
Like
would've thought
they
that?
love them.
That's crazy. Yeah.
You would think that they'd be American, dude. They're like, nah, Toyota.
Well, I got the Ford. I got the XLT, but I was looking at a GMC, whatever. I can't remember.
Yeah.
It was like whatever the
The new GMC, whatever.
Sierras. That's what
Yeah.
it is. And somebody told me it's like you really need to look at Ford XLTs, F-150 XLTs because of the size.
Yeah.
And dude, I have 2 giant
the
children.
Ford cabs are
they're-
ridiculous.
Dude, it's great. Like, dude, I have 2 giant kids who are still in car seats, and they're the size of 6th graders. They're 2
They
and
had
3.
no chance. Yeah.
Dude, man, I can come all the way back. They're sitting back there comfortable. I was like,
Yeah.
I will never buy another truck besides this.
No, dude, those cabs are ridiculous.
Ford. Are you
Ford,
listening?
sponsor us.
Please.
We'll
That
do
would be
a
nice.
Joint commercial.
Yes. If I never, dude, if Ford sponsored us or sponsored me as like a comedian, it's like you never have to fly again. I would tell you, I don't care if I'm having to drive
No, yeah.
across country. I
Ford,
would
send
never
him a
fly
Ford
again.
tour bus.
Dude. Oh my God. That would be amazing.
I don't know if they make them, but that'd be awesome.
Well, it was like I would only be touring to like 3 bars in Alabama right now, But yeah, man. Crazy.
I mean, just wild. So, how long? You said 4 years that you've been doing stand up.
Yeah.
And now, how long? How many days a week do you think you do?
3 probably.
Yeah.
But I don't do open mics
Because you still got a
anymore.
full-time job.
Yeah, still got a full-time job. And that's what allows I travel for my job. So I'm able to like reach out to some cities I'm going to be in beforehand and let them know, or even neighboring cities. It might be a situation where I'm in Albuquerque for the week and I'm supposed to fly out on Friday. I'll hit up, a club in Las Vegas.
And that's the good part of a job like yours.
Yeah.
Where you're already gonna like I'm not gonna be anymore, but like if I'm constricted to the steel mill, I'm not gonna be in Albuquerque doing anything.
Oh yeah.
So that's a big plus.
Count your lucky stars.
Yeah.
Like, dude, Albuquerque, the crime out there is so different because in Birmingham you just don't want to be shot in the head, back of the head at a red light. Out there, it's not like murders. It's don't leave your wallet in your car. That type of thing.
Exactly.
Dude, it's
Take your
carjackings.
radio. Yeah.
It's insane, but it's beautiful.
Those got pretty bad down here, like Cadillac converters and people stealing radios. Just all through the same. They'll just go pick a really nice neighborhood, which is where people think it'll never happen here. Like that's where they want to steal from.
Yeah.
So they just bust into every car in Twin Lakes or wherever these nice neighborhoods are.
Still not like the worst crimes you can have in your
not at
neighborhood.
all.
It's like you don't want to live in the neighborhood where you pull up the pedophile map and it's just
Lit up.
It looks like a
Christmas
constellation.
tree.
Yeah. It's or that or like you live in the town of a famous serial killer. And I don't get the serial killer stuff, man, either. Especially with these women, they're
The infatuation.
I don't get it.
I mean, love them. Well, dude, it's always been that way. They said Ted Bundy was like, there was people sitting out there protesting like his death, writing him love letters. Will you marry me and all this bullshit,
bro. If you go back in time, it's
like he was killing y'all, right? He wasn't killing guys. He was killing y'all.
No, I don't think I've fit in anybody's like sexual murderous desires. It's like a 6'9" guy who looks like Shrek. That's not my cup of tea. But yeah, if you like go back in time, you always think like, oh, what would I do to get rich? It's just like go start a true crime podcast. Be the first person to do that. Be the first
one, or just remember 6 lottery numbers.
Oh man, I can't remember my phone number. So
just remember one set. Put it in your pocket before you get in the time machine.
People talk about manifestation. I'm sitting in like the hotel room in Albuquerque trying to like really manifest what these numbers are. Dude,
every time that I see the lottery numbers and I've got my 6 and like I see that they're wrong, I'm always like, how did I not think of those numbers? And you're just like, because it's the hardest fucking thing in the world.
That's how you know time travel's not real.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
Dude, you would have.
Well, dude, somebody said something. It was probably on Rogan's podcast. He talks about all this weird shit, but like I think it was Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's like, you know how I know time travel isn't possible? Like backwards. And we're like, how? He's like, because once it happened, it would just be everywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Like it would just be everywhere.
Time
like
would no
once you
longer
could
exist.
exactly
Yeah.
once you could go back, like somebody could just come take this camera right now. Like they'd be everywhere.
Well, that's the same thing as somebody was talking. It was Neil. What's his face? What is it? Neil
deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah. Okay. He was talking about like teleportation.
Yeah.
And it's how like that would just completely, remove the need for interstates and people would have so much more acreage and the world could expand a little bit. But it's also like, dude, I don't want, while I have my wife doggy style, somebody teleporting right into my room.
Thing, like,
yeah, that's terrifying.
as soon as you give somebody the ability to teleport, the first thing they're going to do is like go in a girl's shower. Like they're not going to be like, well, now I can get to work quicker.
Yeah.
The fuck? Dude, they're not going to use it for that at all.
I love how it's going into a girl's shower before it is like, teleporting into the vault of a bank.
Yeah,
What I
exactly.
mean?
That's the first place they're going.
Yeah, men are
There's
awful.
way more fucking perverts than there are bank robbers.
Dude, I am pro man. Like, I like being a man. I'm a straight white Christian male. Men are the worst. Men are the absolute worst.
They are. Especially
Especially married men. Like, we have this fallacy that when you're out and about, any type of kindness coming from a female is flirtation. And it's just so much delusion.
Yeah. Well, it's like, and then you start realizing when you get to be, not everybody does, I guess, but when you get to be a logical thinking adult male, my wife will say stuff to me and she'll be like, I mean, I just don't like being out with Jackson at night or whatever. Or like I'll say like, hey, stop somewhere and get me. She's like, well, I just don't like being out with Jackson at night. And I'm like, why? And then you start thinking about it, you're like, oh, yeah, because men are fucking terrible.
Makes sense. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, I almost...
because I start thinking like, what would she do to defend herself? Nothing. She would get her teeth knocked out and they'd take whatever they wanted.
Dude, my wife carries a Glock. and I have no confidence that she knows how to use it.
Exactly.
It's like it would just she would use it as
I got my wife a gun, and she's like, "Oh, well, I need to practice this." She's been saying this for 5 years now. Never shot it.
Yeah. My wife shot my Smith & Wesson I had. I think it was a 42. She shot it one time. She's like, I don't like this. I'm not doing this again. I'm not doing this again. And, of course, that gun
That's how
was
I feel about exercise.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
this hurts. I don't like it. I'm not going to do it no more.
I can't. I'll walk on the treadmill, and we got a sauna in our basement.
Oh, yeah.
And it's pretty nice. Little 4-seater. That's the extent of what I'm doing. I'm not doing anymore.
Dude, I love working out. Like, I know I said that as a joke, but I love working out. But it's just like... It takes me. So if I'm working out and then I eat McDonald's for whatever reason, I'm like, fuck, dude, what I even work out for? And then I just won't do it tomorrow.
Oh yeah, no, that's
like I ruined it.
That's the spiraling mindset.
You got to have both.
Yeah,
you got to have both,
dude. I was so like forced to work out from the time I was 13.
Oh yeah,
through the basketball
in the NBA.
Career. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well. Did they look at my skin color and think, maybe this isn't a good dream? Dude, honestly, like if I could go back in time, we joked about this. If I could go back in time to high school Kyle, because I played football too, but I was a tight end. I weighed 235 at the time.
Yeah.
I would say get up to 300 and play offensive tackle.
Yeah.
Because I had good footwork. I had, 6'9". If you're 6'9", 300 basketball background, it's not like the perfect offensive tackle.
Yeah.
And instead, I am driving around talking to doctors and telling dick jokes at the open mics. Like, this could have been such a better life if I would have just put my pride aside and said, you know what, I don't need to catch the football. I'll just block this 100-pound defensive end at a 1A high school and go get a scholarship to Bama and go play for the Ravens or something.
Hindsight's 2020.
Oh, man.
Ravens still. He's young enough. He can do it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Dude, it's like every day I wake up now, it's like some new ailment that I'm thinking's killing me. It's not even
That's
like...
my wife.
Oh, really?
She thinks everything's killing her.
Oh, everything's killing... Dude, I've had this chest pain for like a year now. Thanks, Pfizer.
Hold on. I thought you were going to say something like mild. Like
no.
My wife will get up and she'll be like, I feel like a bump here. It's probably a tumor.
Yeah, no. Mine's straight on heart. Like, it's legitimate.
Like, you're like, well, it's just, I struggle to breathe and I faint 2 or 3 times a day, but...
Oh, that's what sucks too, man. Is like I was born with a deviated septum, so I've been like a mouth breather my whole life. That's like the worst thing to get made fun of in school. It's just being a mouth breather.
6'9" mouth breather.
Yeah, and then I had surgery on it in my senior year, and it was supposed to fix all these problems, dude. It's reverted right back. Like
really?
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't know anything about it, but I know that normally fixes it.
So yeah, like the middle part of your nose, mine goes. It curves to the right, blocks off the right, goes up, and then makes even a more pronounced curve to the left. And then goes up. And then in the back
like a shitty plumber.
Oh, yeah. Who designed this? Yeah. Dude, I was like, God was just rushing to get me out. He's like, I don't know what
this
happened.
nose will do.
And then in the back of your nose, there's something that like supposed to heat and cool the air. I don't know the name of it, but it's supposed to be like the size of your pinky nail.
Yeah.
And mine was the size of like a human thumb. And so everything was just blocked up and congested. Like there was
but is that like proportional to you? That should be fine.
That's true. Oh man, this is so funny. Oh, I can't say her name, but if I say anything about her, you know who it is. But I had a friend who we kind of talked off and on in high school. She was 6'5".
Wow.
And my buddies would make the joke that her vaginal canal was probably 8 feet, It's like, there's no way to please this woman.
Yeah.
Her G-spot's,
Boy, y'all could have made some D1 fucking studs.
Well, my wife now is 5'11". So
yeah, I was about to say, she's taller than me.
Yeah, she you met her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amy Smart.
Oh my gosh. She hates that so much. Because like every movie Amy Smart's in, she's just in the most vile, disgusting sex scenes.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Except for, dude, she was hilarious in that. Wait, was that her? In that Ryan Reynolds movie?
Just Friends.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite movies.
Oh, my
forever.
God, I love that movie.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Yeah, that's
good
her.
pull.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
That's the one I don't think gets enough love a lot of times.
No, dude, that movie is hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, the way that he used to beat on, like, everything was relatable. Like, the way him and his brother fight and everything.
Oh, yeah.
It's super, like, brothers.
I love the mom, too. Like, just like the soft-spoken mom.
All of it. That's just great.
Yeah. Good pull. That's coming from the depths.
I mean, everybody's going to say Road Trip, or what was the one with Jason Crank?
Crank, yeah. The one where she's getting nailed.
Fucked at the Kentucky Derby in front of everybody.
It's so ridiculous. Like, I don't think I've ever watched those movies all the way through, but
I
I've
haven't
obviously
either.
seen
Yeah.
those scenes.
Adrenaline rush, whatever it is, keep his heart going.
Yeah. But if these movies are supposed to be serious at all, and you have this ridiculous 10-minute long sex scene where she's getting fucked on a racetrack during a live race, how do
Pretty
you
sure
take
they're
this
coming
movie
to get
seriously?
her.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, you know, they were just cracking up in the writer's room writing that one too. Just like, oh, we're just going to completely...
And Jason Statham seems like he'll agree to anything.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's just one of those, I mean, I'll play a beekeeper this time. I'll fuck at the Kentucky Derby.
Oh, man. I hate you how good you are at
That wasn't even
impressions.
good.
No,
That
that was
was
pretty good. Off the cuff, that was pretty good. I have to, in my set, I have to like be real sneaky about my Trump impression, like a few words and
That's
then
a
get
good
out.
Trump impression, though.
Yeah. Wow.
Like, even you keep it quick if that's all you can do. It was good. I thought it was great.
I won't do it on here. So y'all come to my shows.
Yeah, go
and
check
see
him
the
out. I'm
Trump
not going to do
impression.
anymore.
It's
I'm not going to do
way-
any Hank Hill or any of that.
It's way worse than any Trump impression you've ever
no,
heard.
it's not,
So-
dude. I can't do Trump at all. It's a good one.
That is a hard one, man, because there's so much to it. Because it's like the New York accent plus his cadence of talking.
Yeah.
Plus like
his hand movements.
movements. It's a lot. So
Yeah.
it's like, and like you were telling me about Dana Carvey, right? He talks about when you're doing impressions, just get in, get out. Was that
Yeah.
how you-
I don't know if it was me, though.
Maybe it wasn't. I was talking to
I've
somebody.
never
who's-
even heard that, so probably. But
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, get in, get out.
It makes sense. That's why I had such a struggle with that the Hank Hill bit. I do a really good Hank Hill impression, but if I drag it on,
Yeah.
you start getting Justin and Hank Hill. I mean, I'm sure you could work on it and get it great.
Yeah.
But like that guy, Adam Ray, who does the Dr. Phil shit now,
Yeah.
he stays in character the whole time.
It's insane.
It's impressive.
Well, man, it's like there's so much that goes into voice acting people don't see too. Like,
Oh, yeah.
the guy from Futurama, he was talking about like he was doing a voice one day and then he just decided to like pull his cheek out and it made that voice. Just so he's like in the
You got to do that for hours.
yeah, he's just pulling it to
Because
and
voice
then,
acting takes forever. They make you do 50 takes of one thing.
There's a comedian named Lester Bibbs, a black comedian. I think he grew up under the tutelage of Bill Cosby. Funny enough.
Oh, wow.
I did a show with him at the Stardome, and something I would never have thought of done with the mic, but he was doing like one of the smokers who had their vocal cord, whatever they do.
Yeah.
I'm not smart, so I don't know what these things are. But
The
they
box,
have
the
to,
voice
they have to
box.
talk. And dude, so he just puts up the microphone to his throat and talks with it, and it makes like a perfect voice box cancer victim, whatever. it is.
Wow.
And I was like, damn, like,
I love that Key and Peele bit. Have you seen it?
which one? No.
It's a stand-up bit where Key is on stage and he's doing crowd work and he's shitting on everybody.
Oh,
and there's a guy over there with the burns. He's over there
so
burnt.
good.
He's
Yes,
like
I've seen that.
he does the voice box and he's like, talk about the burns.
Yeah. No, that's so
And
good.
then he gets upset.
So funny.
The whole crowd
Dude, they're
turns on
hilarious. I love sketch comedy.
Oh,
man.
me too,
It's
dude.
so
That's
good.
what I do. I
Yeah.
mean, I love doing stand-up too, but God, man, sketch comedy's great.
Yeah, I got to see. Have you ever watched not College Game Day, but the one that's just for the SEC?
Yeah, yeah.
So the guys on there, they do a weekly segment, SEC Shorts, and just sketch comedy about whatever the happenings in college football was that weekend.
Yeah.
And I did an episode with them where I played a Kentucky basketball player, and it was so cool, man, because you like they digest whatever happens on Saturday, and then like I guess Sunday and Monday they're coming up with ideas
Yeah.
what's going to be, and then by like Wednesday, maybe even sooner than that, like Tuesday, they're in production, they're shooting, and then it's ready to go edited by Saturday.
But I don't know. I can come up with skits. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Like my wife's like, how'd you think of that? My agent will text me and be like, hey, Cracker Barrel wants you to do blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, here's what I'm going to do. And he's like, how the fuck do you do that? And I was like, I don't know, man. I don't have the script written, but like the premises, I'll get it so fast.
Yeah, I pitch a lot of premises to my buddies all
They'll
the time.
never hear him.
Yeah, no worries. I pitch a lot of premises for sketches to my friends. The problem is I surround myself with like people that I'm like, where we have great ideas and no follow through.
Yeah.
So it is like, dude, I remember
That's a lot. That's a lot of it.
it's hard, man.
Yeah.
It's hard when you like, because you can make a million excuses on why not to do it. I don't know these cameras. I don't know how to edit. It's like everything's on YouTube now.
Yeah.
And people want things to be perfect before they dive into anything, or they think it's going to be a failure, when the real failure is never doing it in the first
Yeah.
place. Now, I have a group of about, well, including me, we have 4 friends who I'm really trying to push it, because we have somebody who even is a videographer now.
Yeah.
And work with him. I told my buddy Trey, He could be the head writer. I'll come up with the premises, and then me and my other buddy will be on screen acting. And dude, you get so excited in those moments, and you're talking about it, and you get excited, and then just nothing comes to pass because, you know, for whatever, like, we live lives, and there's stuff comes up. Like my buddy, unfortunately, his mother passed away on Friday, so it's like, yeah, life happens and gets in the way.
No matter what's happening, it does.
Yeah, you have to be very intentional to carve out the time for it, and that's what's so impressive with you, man. Is like, not only are you doing that, but now you've gotten into the world of stand-up where if you're not careful, that can take up every moment that you have. So, which
I'm lucky that'll be all I'll be doing.
Yeah.
I got that. I'm blessed.
Yeah.
Well, man, I had fun. This has been a blast.
Yeah, man. It was absolutely a blast and an honor you having me on.
Yeah,
and,
man, it was great. Let's tell them bye in a funny way.
All right. Well, thank you for having me on. It's hard not to do the voice while you're hearing the voice. You have to get deeper. Yeah, but you don't. Hopefully soon people will see us on a stage together, and it won't be like a seance, or we're not using a Ouija board or whatever these voices sound like. All right, guys, me and Cal are about to go eat all your children.
All right, guys, bye. Thank you, Kyle, for coming.
No problem, man.
You want to tell them where they can find you, anything?
Let's see. This Sunday, what is this Sunday? This won't be out.
On your socials.
Oh, yeah.
Like, where they want to follow you at or anything.
Yeah. I have
Because no clue
MySpace.
what you'll be doing by then. This will be 6-7 weeks out, probably.
I have MySpace and AOL Messenger.
AOL.com.
No, so it's just all platforms, Kyle Belcher Comedy.
Perfect.
And there's nothing on there except me promoting my shows.
Great.
Much,
That's all they want to see, man.
Please come follow.
Yeah. Thank you for coming.
Yeah. Appreciate it, man.
All right, man. Thanks.